Well, I'm about 12 miles outside the Turkish coast now, so I'll be on territorial limits. Wind's picked up a bit. It's very close haul coming from the port side. You can see, check the wind indicator, you can see she's very close to the wind. Got full sail up, she's flapping a bit, but I've also got both sails out at the front. As you can see, I've got the staysail out and the head sail, which is 3/4 out, and I'm doing, what am I doing, 4.8 knots, but the engine's still running, so I'm not quite there just yet. Still a lovely day. It's starting to cool down a bit now. It's about 20 degrees today. Good morning. That was a bit of an eventful day. 2 ships for company this morning, passing across my port side. I'm sort of halfway, well, I'm only quarter way to Cyprus. So as you know, I set off yesterday and I was doing okay until about 3 o'clock, and the engine overheating light came on. There's no wind. I mean, it was forecast, but nothing's turned up. Anyway, the overheating light came on, so I immediately stopped the engine. I found the pulley on the seawater pump had come loose on the nut, so stripped that down, and the inside of the pulley's worn. So I've tightened it up as best I can, but put it all back together again. It's working all right now. And there is, as you can see, there's the seawater pump working. For you that don't know what seawater pump does, it circulates seawater around the heat exchanger in the engine, which then cools the engine. So yeah, I've got the sails up still. They've been up all night, but not doing anything really. I'm just catching bits of wind. I had a bit of a sail, but anyway, I left them up all night with the hydrovane guiding me in the right direction, and then yeah, I've been sleeping most of the night, just drifting into sea, not going anywhere. But anyway, we'll see how today goes. Good morning. There's the view of Cyprus. The sun just coming above the horizon there. Not been the best of nights, not much wind. The wind turned up about 2 o'clock this morning, and they've just got the head sail out, but it's just flapping about. It's not doing much now, so I think I'll fold it in. So just to make my way to Paphos harbour and see if the port police will let me in. Well, good afternoon from Paphos harbour. Well, here we are, sandwiched in, or tucked in behind this catamaran, right by the restaurant. That took some doing. Luckily the owner of the catamaran helped me, so otherwise I wouldn't have done it. But yeah, now all I've got to do is find the harbour master's office and find out where customs are. This is my first check into Cyprus, so it's not been easy. It's only 1/2 metre under the keel, and it's a long time since I've had to do spring lines. One there, one at the back. I had to use some of the old ropes, which I wasn't really happy about, but and the state of this pontoon is not good. It's all the planks on the side are all broken. As you can see, the way the fenders are all folding in. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, I'm back on the folding bike now, and as you can see, the first thing you notice in Paphos is we're driving on the left, which is a big relief. And also you see the state of the roads. Look at some of these potholes. Yeah, you think we have problems in the UK. Well, these are something to be believed. So yeah, touring around on the back streets. I've been to Paphos Zoo, which was good. Hired a car. I've been to Nicosia, crossed over to the Turkish sector at the Ledra crossing point, and had a burger, and then came back and then put the folding bike back in the car. So I'm getting the boat ready when I get back to sail up to Latsi. Well, good morning from Paphos Harbour. I was told to visit the port police, which is this building here. Very stern people in there. First I had to visit the police upstairs, and then had to go and visit the immigration officer who came to see me, stamped my passport, and then I had to visit the customs, which is on the ground floor. So luckily I was it's all here. I was going to have to visit in the centre of town. I thought I had to go there, but anyway. And then I had to go to the harbour master's office, which is that tower up there. So I've just been to see him now. And he's told me that the charges are about €7 a day to berth here. It just gets better and better. That cruise ship I just mentioned about earlier, that's called the World, and I met the steward in the customs office, and she was telling me that the World cruise ship was owned by the passengers, and it just constantly travels around the world all the time. So yeah, down the harbour. This is the Abacas Gorge Trail. It's quite a long one. I think it's about 4 miles, but not sure how much I'm going to do with it. Obviously it's near Paphos. Well, it took me about 40 minutes to get here from Paphos Harbour. Well, I'm having upper back problems lately, so I can't walk too far without having a lot of pain. But the upper back problems is caused by using the winches on the boat for pulling the sails in. Anyway, I'll see how far I get. Well, that was quite tricky. I had to turn back. It was turning into a bit of a scramble. Hiya and welcome to Latsi, or Latsi Harbour. Sailed here about 3 days ago from Paphos Harbour. I was at Paphos for about 3 weeks. I haven't really posted much about Paphos Harbour because it's just generally touristy things, and I've just been moored up. The only incidents I have was the first few days I was there, and it was really rough. Paphos Harbour is not the nicest place to harbour long term, because when the wind blows in, it brings in a swell, and the boat was like this and backwards and forwards, and it took me nearly 3 days to get the configuration right to prevent the boat from getting damaged. Anyway, I got sick of being rolled around, and I hired a car and went up to Latsi, which is where I am now, and did a recce. And I thought, oh, this is better. It's a little marina. Hasn't got the best rest of reviews, which I'll tell you in a minute. But while I was in Paphos, it's typical Greece. They're not the most helpful of people at the best of times, and they first weren't going to let me come up here because I think it's mainly for locals. But anyway, I had a car, managed to talk them round, went back to the harbour master in Paphos, who's the same harbour master as here, funnily enough, and he phoned up and said, yeah, he's a good guy, let him in. So they did. So my mate Dave Parkinson flew over from Crete, and then the pair of us, we sailed and motored, mostly motor sailing, because it was a 7-hour trip. And you know, this time of year, we're in December, the light isn't good and the days are shorter, so we had to hot foot it up here, but the weather was good. Tricky mooring up, as I'll show you in a minute as to why. But I'm getting Gypsy ready now for I'm flying home for Christmas, so just basically preparing the boat for long-term mooring up. Just to give you an idea what Latsi Harbour looks like from the boat, across to here, see that Ocean 45 there, the one with the blue sail, that's a French guy and his Chinese partner, she's the pair of them, they're going to be looking after Gypsy while I'm gone, making sure the bilge is empty, and the mooring lines are not hitting the quayside. You can see guy German from Nuremberg next to me, but he doesn't speak very good English, so he's not easy to have conversation. There's the police boat. There's one in every harbour. They never move. And there's some of my neighbours as well. But while I was in Paphos, I was explained about how difficult it was mooring up, and it damaged the centre fair lead. I think I showed you on a previous shot. As you can see here, what happened was that this split with the force of the mooring line working it all the time, because I was using it as what do you call it, spring line, and the spring line was constantly going backwards and forwards with the motion, and it worked this loose and caused a crack all the way along there. So what I had to do, I've had to put some glue in there and then put some screws in. That bolt snapped, the other side, that bolt snapped, so I've had to put a bolt in, and I've had to pour some resin in there to make a new hole, which it's still not the best of security until I get another screw for the other side. But that's a future repair that needs to be strengthened. And just going to further along the boat, you can see the mooring. Oh, I've got the mooring lines. I bought these shock absorbers in Paphos, and these have been really useful, especially with the boat moving backwards and forwards. But as you can see, look down below there, look at the rocks. I tried to reverse up, but it was too close to the rocks, so I'm just doing the same as everybody else, and we're all going bow to. And what I've got to do now, when for going away, I'm going to move Gypsy further back and tighten the rear lines, because I'm on slime lines. You can probably see them there. I've got slime lines at the back of mine as well, which secure the back of the boat. And so now I'm just going to adjust these lines so I can move the boat further back and tighten up at the rear, and make a bigger gap like these boats. So when there's some heavy winds the next couple of days, but I won't be here, but if I'm far away enough from the quay, Gypsy should be okay. So yeah, that'll do for now. Greetings from Porto Rafti in Greece, and it's Christmas Day, and I'm out on the bike and I'm just looking around the area to find a future anchorage, and found this marvellous place. Pretty well sheltered out there, 9 meters of water, which is good. It's about 18 degrees in the sun, so yeah, not a bad idea for Christmas Day. Hiya. Well, here I am back in Blighty, back at home. I'm sort of making this next shot because Facebook has kicked me off. My account's been hacked, so I've tried to get on, been getting the confirmation codes, but they won't work. So I think my Facebook days are over. I might try again in the future, but so this is anybody who interested in what I'm doing, this is the only way I'm going to be able to tell you, by YouTube. So I flew back from Porto Rafti in Greece, stayed there over Christmas, got back on the 28th of December last year now, and it's first week of January 2023. I'm just getting ready to fly out to Barbados to cruise in the Caribbean for a couple of weeks. So I'll keep you updated what's happening there. So wait out for my next video.